Hi, I'm Timothy Pope and this is China Buzzwords from Shanghai, where we aim to decode and explain Chinese business and economics. Today, AAA games. I love that we're finally getting to talk about one of my favourite things, video games. It might surprise regular watchers who thought maybe my favourite things are the GDP, tariffs and complicated economic indicators. But after a day of finding ways to explain the Chinese economy to you, I love to unwind with video games. And I can't wait to play Black Myth Wukong, the game that came out last week, broke all sorts of records and generated a little controversy along the way. The game, which is inspired by the classic Chinese novel Journey to the West, sees the player take on the role of Sun Wukong, also known as the Monkey King. If you think that sounds fun, you're not alone. On the main platform for buying and playing the PC version of the game, Steam, it had 2.2 million concurrent players in its first 24 hours. That's the highest number for any single-player game in Steam's history, and the second highest for a game of any genre. On its release date, August 20, Steam's download bandwidth hit 79.3 terabits per second, another record. That many people were downloading it at the same time. The game's developer says it sold 10 million copies in just 3 days. It's China's first world-class so-called AAA gaming title. And given the size of China's gaming market, that might be overdue. Nico Partners, a video game consultancy and data provider based here in Shanghai, says in their latest report that there's a shift underway among Chinese gamers. Most players still play free-to-play games on their mobiles. But every year, more people buy a console or a PC capable of running a premium game like this. Last week, PlayStation 5 sales surged in China as people rushed to find a way to play Black Myth Wukong. I got to play it a little bit the other day and it looks pretty cool, despite a few bugs, which I've got to say is pretty common among early releases of games. You get to run around as Sun Wukong through a visually stunning landscape and fight lots of really ugly bosses in epic battles. If you've played Dark Souls or Elden Ring, the feel will be familiar. It's basically my idea of a good time. It does seem clearly targeted at a Chinese audience though, and I'm probably going to have to brush up on my knowledge of Journey to the West if I want to get the most out of the game. And it seems something not so nice has also started happening since the game's release. The hardcore fans don't like seeing critical reviews. Pop culture portal Screen Rant gave the game only 3 out of 5 stars, noting alongside glowing reviews of the combat and cinematography that the game often suffered from poor performance and the fact that there were almost no female characters in the game at all. That article includes a note from the editor saying that they had to remove the author's name for their own safety after fans of the game took offense at their opinions. That's harassment and bullying, and it's not okay. But despite this, the game's instant popularity seems likely to make it the benchmark not just for the next major gaming title to come out of China, but for the next global release of this type. And I'll be keeping my eye on Steam's Game of the Year awards this year. I haven't bought the game yet, but Singapore's Straits Times is reporting that some Chinese companies are reimbursing their employees for the cost of the game and giving them time off to play it. I think this is such a brilliant idea, and I hope my boss is watching.